Hi everybody, Kenny here with a new bookmarklet aimed at assisting longtime Twitch creators such as myself who have thousands of hours of highlights and uploads, when meanwhile Twitch has told us in mid-February we're not allowed to have nice things anymore. And we need to get down to less than 100 hours, which means we need to delete like 90+% of our videos. Unfortunately, Twitch doesn't make that particularly easy, although I did notice something very funny as of this weekend, which is you used to only see 20 per page in the video producer. They doubled that to 40. You're welcome, content creators. Yeah, right. Not really. Because this is still a ridiculously laborious process. If you were to go page by page through here, scrutinize, okay, what can I keep, what can I delete, check things off. They do give you a select all checkbox that only works per page, so you still have to like go through each page, select all, see if I don't want to select something, deselect it, hit the delete button, go to the next page, repeat. That's painful as all hell. And it's honestly obscene that Twitch hasn't given you anything better, but since they're too busy with their heads stuck up their asses, I'm going to give you something better instead. That's what this page is about. This page goes into all sorts of detail as to the why this has been made, the user voice posts that you should upvote to tell Twitch that what they're doing is bad and they should feel bad, a walkthrough, which tries to be pretty linear and saves a lot of the nitty-gritty details of things you can do with it till the later sections, the notes sections below. But this can still look kind of overwhelming, so we're going to walk through it together right now, in case anybody benefits from seeing it visually instead. So, the first thing to note is this actually piggybacks off of another bookmarklet that I already created, which originally was so that I could have nice lists of my highlights within my own site. Yeah, those lists are going away now, thanks Twitch. But we can reuse this video data fetcher bookmarklet, which also has its own page of documentation, much like this one. But all you really need to know about this is drag this to your bookmarks toolbar or folder, and then go over here. We have this ready right here, the video data fetcher bookmarklet. When you open that, it shows this little UI. You don't need to change anything in this for the purposes of what we need to do. By default, this is going to grab all of data for all of your highlights and uploads. So you're just going to hit get data, you're going to wait a bit, and eventually this copy data button should become active, enabled, and you can click copy data. I would highly recommend pasting that into a text file and saving it locally so you don't have to do this again, even if you realize later that, like, oh, I need to go back up more videos, I'm not ready to delete yet. So I already have my video data pasted into this file. So I'm just going to Control-A, Control-C to select all and copy it. We're done with this bookmarklet, and now we're going to move on to using the new one, the Video Wiper bookmarklet, which was the main focus of what we're talking about. So initially, this is very bare bones. There's a close button, and there is a read data from clipboard button. I copied my data to the clipboard, so I'm going to paste it in here, and poof, we have a whole bunch of data for all of my highlights and uploads listed all at once. So there's a lot of stuff in here, but we can filter it to, let's say, just look for something that I have played a bunch of ROM hacks of and also done speedruns in the past. And you can also sort pretty much similar options to what's in the Twitch video producer to begin with, which is sorting by publish date in ascending or descending order, sorting by duration of the highlight or upload, and sorting by number of views. One thing I want to point out, that I also point out in my page, is take a look at shortest to longest. Because if you started streaming before, like, I don't know, somewhere around like 2017, you may have highlights that are less than a minute long because you made them before clips existed. You can convert those to clips. Twitch is not deleting clips. They are only deleting highlights and uploads. So you can salvage some of these. So if you care about old things that are clippable, take a look before you start deleting everything. And of course, anytime that you're changing the filter or changing the sort, you do have to click the apply button to make it take effect. One optional thing you can do is copy URLs, so you can sort by you can filter stuff let's say I want to download all of these. I can copy these URLs, and then what I can do is paste them into a ytdlp command. And actually what I should do is add -n4. This will make it download 4 parts simultaneously at once, which is similar in behavior to another app called Twitch Downloader, if I recall correctly. That actually does 4 at once by default, but ytdlp does not. That will make it much faster by doing 4 at once versus 1 at a time. So that is the thing you can do with this. This can help you to back things up using this copy listed URLs button. It will always copy everything that's in this list, regardless of the state of this keep checkbox, which is the next thing I need to talk about. The keep checkbox is what makes this thing work, and is what makes this way more efficient for people with thousands of hours of highlights and uploads. Because the problem with Twitch's UI is you have to select all to delete 40 at a time, and then go through and unselect things. In this UI, you specifically seek out what you don't want to delete, which is going to be a much smaller number than what you do want to delete. We'll see a case in point of that in a second when we go to the next step. But the idea here is you can check these things off. You can close this UI. You can close this tab, go away, come back. These will be retained. This is stored in local storage. If you really want to clean up after yourself after you're done using this, there's a note in the instructions on how to do that, but I wouldn't worry about it because it uses less than 0.1% of the local storage limit. So the idea is you can check off things that you want to keep. Down here at the bottom left corner, it shows you how much... I'm blocking it. That's the problem with me using the camera for this video. At the bottom left corner, it shows you total to keep. You want this number to be less than 100 hours, and mine is right now. So, ideally, I'm in business. So, once you think you've got what you want to keep versus to delete, you can continue to confirmation. This will not delete anything yet, so don't worry. You can always go back. You can literally just... There's a button in the bottom left corner again that my head is in the way of again that says back to selection. That seriously just goes right back here. Your keep column is exactly the way it was. So you can come back here if you realize that you missed something. And this screen is laid out in a way to help you to realize if you've missed something. It shows you the videos that you've selected to keep all in one place. If you scroll down, you will eventually get to your videos to delete. And you can see right here, 1,674 videos to delete. 178 to keep. Yeah, that's a little disproportionate. It was a little easier to select what to keep, wasn't it? You can also jump between those sections quickly by using these links in the header up here. So, my advice would be, look through this list, scrutinize it heavily, make sure there's stuff here that you don't want to keep, because this is the to delete list. This will be deleted if you press that button and confirm. The video titles are always links to the video from both of these steps, and if you click on these, even if you left-click, it will open in a new tab. So, like, if I click this, it opened in a new tab. I'm not going to bother opening it. Actually, this one's already been deleted because I started testing this, and I haven't updated my video data. That's actually okay. You can still use the same video data, even if you started deleting things. It will just no-op the ones that are already deleted, and it won't fail. As we will see in a second, because I am going to show what it looks like when you start deleting. When this starts deleting, it is going to update the state of, like, indicate the state of what's being deleted at the moment. So let me actually show what happens. First of all, it doesn't start right away. I want you to be really sure that you want this to start deleting things. So it is going to make you confirm the number of videos to delete, which you already saw in the UI. It reminds you in this prompt dialog anyway. If you don't type the right number, it's not going to start deleting. If you hit cancel, it's not going to start deleting. You have to be really sure. I am very sensitive to this sort of thing. You need to be really sure you want to delete. So, if I type in the number, I'm going to hit OK. I'm actually going to be prepared to stop it. That is the feature. The next feature we are going to show is if you realize, oh crap, there's stuff in here that I didn't want to delete yet, you can stop it. But I will note that anything that it has started to delete, anything with an hourglass on it, is basically deleted. Like, that request is going to go through. So, this is why it is really important to look through this list and be sure especially if you're planning on hitting that button and walking away, which you can do, but you should be really sure. So I'm going to start deleting, and then I'm going to stop deleting. So you'll notice, actually, I was still looking at the button, which changed. So the label of the button switched from start deleting to stop deleting, and I hit it basically immediately, so it would only do the one set. What would happen, though, is as it goes on to the next set, it'll start showing icons on the next set of videos to delete, and it's deleting, it should be 20 at a time, which is what the UI used to do. I guess I could technically up that to 40, but also you wouldn't be able to fit them all on one screen at once, so I'm not sure I want to do that. So we'll keep it at 20. You can see that there are check marks here showing that these were successfully deleted. If I were to click on one of these, it's not there anymore. Whereas if I were to click on a later one, I don't know if any of these were actually deleted in a previous pass when I tested. Nope, that's still there. So yeah, you can see that only the ones that I actually deleted before I clicked stop got deleted. So you can stop this midstream, and what this scroll while deleting checkbox does is it will move the viewport, it'll move the scroll bar here to match what is currently being deleted. So it's kind of like watching, if you ever watched defrag in DOS or Windows 98 or anything like that, it's kind of like watching that. Except instead of being satisfying, it's extremely sad because Twitch shouldn't be making us do this. But anyway, that's the basic idea here. And again, all of this is, I've outlined everything that's in the walkthrough. That's what we just went through in the video. And there's more information on sort of the stuff that I already went over, really, in terms of how filtering and sorting, the copy URLs button, selecting videos to keep, stuff about the confirmation step, and how its status appears. And that's basically it, and I've probably gone on way longer than I needed to in this video. Thanks for sticking with it if you decided to watch how this thing works. But the information is all there in text form, so if you need a refresher, you can just look at that. And I hope this is useful to folks. And hey, Twitch, maybe stop being bad. Thanks.